Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dan, and I am here with another recap of a WBG match. This week is my final week of the regular season against champion Braden. We both locked playoffs at this time, and I'm recording this after I found out that he will actually be my first round opponent in playoffs next week. So, yeah, this is a pretty interesting match, and I decided to double it up with my first round playoff match because it seems interesting to go turn to turn. So we both lost this week. I've got a pretty weird knuckle stack set with Terra Dragon to survive, or exactly stuff like that, and then I'm just going to be able to start salt curing some stuff. I don't actually expect it to do well, but I knew we both locked, and there was a chance we'd play in the first round, so I didn't want to give him too much information. So I'm just setting up the knuckle stack. Both the things in front of me are Terra Fire. So I'm going to be surviving most of the things here, and I can just start spreading some salt cures, getting some damage out. Yeah, he's going to switch out the 9 tails, so salt cure doesn't stack up. The Raging Bolt's going to come on out. And yeah, so now we get salt cure on the Venusaur. Venusaur's going to do a little bit of damage here. But I do get to see that it is Wise Glass's Raging Bolt, so I don't know how seriously he's going to be taking this set either with that. But I get to click Earthquake Protect here if I want, and then do some decent damage onto that Raging Bolt because I believe it's Terra Steel, so I'll get decent chips coming out. And he doesn't really want to go Terra Steel in front of the knuckle stack anyway, so I'll just get a little chip out. Dragon Pulse, I'm probably going to need to switch out the knuckle stack, and then the Solar Beam comes in, and the Solar Beam is actually going to be able to hit the Dusknoir and take it out from that HP percentage because it is Life Orb. Life Orb Venusaur is pretty powerful, so you get the Salt Cure damage on it and threatening with the Salt Cure. I've got everything up for Torkoal to actually be able to do some decent damage onto his Raging Bolt, probably kill it with Triple Up, and I don't think he's got a clean switch in here. Thunderclap could still do a decent chunk of damage, but it should still kill with a double. Gastrodon comes on out. This is not going to kill with an Eruption, but actually the Raging Bolt survived, which was pretty shocking to me in the sun. And then he does get a Dragon Pulse out on the next attack. I am able to survive because of Recover, and I will be able to get one more Eruption out, which will kill with the Raging Bolt this time, but it does put me a turn behind where I want it to be. So I'm going to try and Salt Cure the Gastrodon, and Raging Bolt goes for the Protect, which surviving on that much HP is a little annoying, so it's a pretty bulky Raging Bolt. And I am going to be able to get the Salt Cure on this Gastrodon, which will put it on a clock as well. Earth Power is really going to hurt this Torkoal. And I am running a weird lefty set with Torkoal this week. Again, messing around a little with some weird sets to try and get through the week without revealing too much information. I will go for the Earth Power this turn instead of the Eruption, just because Eruption's not going to do that much damage, and if it switches out, I've got an Earth Power. But he is able to just take me out with a Thunderbolt, and then we see an Earth Power from this Gastrodon. So I'm really behind the 8 ball now that Trick Room has expired. The Gastrodon is going to be able to heal itself up. And I've only got Knuckle Stack and Stream Shout, which is not a great position for me, because I really need to heal with this Knuckle Stack, and I don't know if I've got the best way to do it. I can Dazzling Gleam to make sure I take out the Raging Bolt, and then just basically hope that the Gastrodon doesn't target me. But we do see the Thunderclap goes in to the Screamtail is the name of that Pokemon, and then he's just able to take out the Knuckle Stack. So I've got a 1v2 here where a Dazzling Gleam should take out this Gastrodon for me. Actually no, it will die to Salt Cure, and then he's able to send out the Ninetales is definitely going to be coming out, and I forget if the Venusaur survives this turn as well. Yeah, so I'm pretty much dead here. I can probably go for a Dazzling Gleam. If I'm faster than the Venusaur under Sun, then maybe I've got something going on. And I am faster and take out the Venusaur. Okay, so now I'm in a 1v1 with this Ninetales. I don't have great damaging options, but it does just go for a Snarl instead of a big attacking move. So I can Encore, and it's going to Terra Fire, but if I play this endgame poorly, because I go straight for Encore to disable stuff, but what I should have done was to let that Encore come in and then just set up a lot of fake tears to try and Dazzling Gleam it before disabling, like keep it locked in the Snarl. I still don't think it would have worked, but I go for the disable too early. I should have done that one turn later. But now I've just got to go for the Dazzling Gleams, hope I get a crit of some kind. I'm just not going to deal enough damage to it. because that struggle's not quite going to kill it where it needs to. Now, there's a chance here, Encore doesn't work here, I was just testing something out, but there's a chance here that I could have potentially locked it into Flamethrower, but no, it's disabled over there, so I've got nothing left. I guess if I Encore and locked into a move that could miss, like a Heat Wave would have had a chance, but he's able to take me out for game 1 there. Endgame was pretty clean on his end, but I just wanted to show him Encore disable. And hopefully he'll have that in his mind for future matches, like our playoff match this coming week. So looking at game number 2, he's got the double fire lead here, and walking wake should be the fastest thing on the field, and gouging fire is not going to take a lot from either of these, because both of these are also Terra Fire. He's got a lot of Terra Fire on this team. So just launching a Hydro Steam seems very safe. The only downside is if he is switching out into the Gastrodon. I call it, he doesn't, and I just take out the Ninetales and I'm going to be able to get up the Dragon. So that Stone Edge does a lot of damage, but I do get my Dragon down. So I should be outspeeding everything on this team now with Gouging Fire, except for maybe this Venusaur. But we'll see what I'm able to do with the Venusaur. I could just target a Hydro Steam into the Entei, or the Venusaur, because I do think it's going to tear this turn, and I want to get up a Burning Bulwark for protection. But now I know I can just click Hydro Steam on everything as long as Gastrodon isn't in the back, and I should eventually win this set. Bulwark goes up, Hydro Steam comes on in, and I do see that I am faster than the Venusaur this turn, which is huge information. He just goes for the Sludge Bomb, gets the poison, but I'm faster than the Venusaur. The Sun, even though it is Terra Fire. Raging Bolt's going to come on out. It's not going to matter hugely at this point, because with me faster than the Venusaur, I can Hydro Steam it and then Dragon Claw the Raging Bolt, because it can't Thunderclap everything, and I don't think a Thunderclap kills me on AV. And yeah, I'm just able to take out the Venusaur. And game 2 was just pretty clean with these two. This is probably a mode that I would more closely lean in on for the playoffs. As I'm building now, I'm not sure if I'll go Dragon Claw, or I mean Dragon Dance on the Gouging Fire, and I just even survived that, so just a Dragon Pulse off, and then a Dragon Dance, and yeah, clean 4-0 for game 2. And we get to move on into game number 3. So, game 3, one sec, loading in a second. Yep, game 3. He does just have the Gastrodon, and I don't have a great way to hit this Gastrodon. I probably need Terra Grass, Terra Blast, which means I either sacrifice, I have to sacrifice a move on the Walking Wake. I'm not sure which one. I think I need to keep Flamethrower, and definitely need to keep Hydro Steam. I might sacrifice the Dragon move, because I want Snarl, which is weird into the Raging Bolt, but it doesn't necessarily call it. But looking at game 3, I guess you guys are hearing a bit of my prep thought process for the playoffs as well. The Raging Bolt does just Terra Steel, so the Snarl is good to draw the special attack there. Dragon Claw, not as good, obviously, even with that crit. But I barely survived that, and then the Earth Power, the Snarl is huge there, and the Gastrodon is just going to start healing up. So I probably need one more Snarl, so he has to double the Walking Wake to kill it this turn. But I don't have a great way to hit this Gastrodon, and with what I have in the back, I am not super confident in what I'm doing. A Flamethrower, if he doesn't protect, could do a good amount to this Raging Bolt, because I know it's Wise classes. And it's Terra, it's Proto Defense, which is very important. Tornadus comes out, and the Flamethrower does a lot less than I expected, if I'm being honest. So he's got something there. And I just eat an Earth Power with Torkoal, and I just don't have a way to break this Gastrodon with this team setup. So definitely something I need to consider with building. So I'm just gonna go see if I can. What did I do this time? I didn't really think I might have a chance. Eruption will do a little bit of damage. You have to Tailwind off, and the Earth Power is just going to kill the probably. I'm still faster, which is nice, but doesn't kill the Torkoal. I get Eruption off, but with that little HP, the Tornadus survives, and now I'm in a very bad position. I do stall it to the Tailwind functionally there, but I have to go for a Snarl, hope it kills the Tornadus, and then maybe get a switch out. Torkoal did. Wake does not avoid. I get my Snarl off. Gastrodon loses on a little bit of special attack. But it just sets up Stealth Rock, which means now switching is incredibly dangerous to me. I get a body press off, but I haven't boosted up at all, and Gastrodon is able to heal that. If I can get an Iron Defense off, maybe I've got a play here, but it's not looking likely with that Venusaur. Because if that Venusaur goes Terra Fire, then I am in a horrible position. And I don't really have a way to stop it from going Terra Fire. So Venusaur Terra Fire next to Gastrodon is a big issue for me. I need something that kills that Gastrodon. Probably a Grass Terra Blast. I switch out. I might have an out here. Scream Tail's going to get poisoned. I need to try and stall Tailwind because I know I can outspeed it with a Walking Weight. Lumberry coming in, Torkoal is down. But these Stealth Rocks are just putting me on a bit of a slump. And I can't break through this Venusaur effectively. But my only shot is if I can get a Flamethrower off onto it. And even then I need to figure out how to kill the Gastrodon. And it's not looking good for your boy this week. Which is fine, because I've locked playoffs at this point. So, Heat Crash could... Heat Crash is base 120 into Venusaur. So, it could kill if it lets me do it. But he's just going to take out the Scream Tail. Tailwind is up. I'm not sure if I outspeed the Gastrodon under Tailwind, but I do, so I do take out the Venusaur. I still need to find a way to break this Gastrodon. And Gouging Fire is suddenly out of Sun. I don't have my Photosynthesis boost anymore, and Gastrodon is still at full HP, so I need the tools to kill it. Walking Wake's gonna come on out, and I don't have anything against this Raging Bolt. I can Terra Grass to maybe try to survive a Thunderclap, and then see if a double up kills the Gastrodon. Actually, no. Yeah, I think a double up into the Gastrodon would have been better. Terra Grass, see if I can survive a Thunderclap with AV. I still probably don't survive a Thunderclap, but, you know, this is my best shot. It's not a good one. Thunderclap does kill me, even with AV Terra Grass, because it's only at 16 HP, and then Entei's not going to get a kill here, and Gastrodon is going to kill the Gastrodon. So yeah, Braden wins our first game, and we will be going into the playoffs with this next set that I figured it would be pretty cool to see a back-to-back of. Quick note before the next set, recorded this after our playoff match. Braden had the exact same Terras. I don't know if the team was exactly the same, but it seemed very similar. And for playoff matches, I like to have a third-party commentator, so I actually got my friend El Flamingo from Australia to commentate this one. So enjoy the Australian musings of El Flamingo for my playoff match.
Welcome, El Flamingo here. I am going to be commentating the playoff week 1 battle of the Wiggly Tough Battle Guild of Stout Gaming. From the Stout Gaming's perspective, he's up against the River City Jolteons, I believe, something along the lines. Now, I have not had a look at the teams. I don't know Terras or anything about it, so I'm going to be going to this just as blind as you are. So please try and ignore the abrasive Aussie accent, and let's get stuck into it. So we are from the perspective of Dan. So, like I said, I have no idea what's happening. All I've been told is Dan's opponent's Terras are the same as their previous week, which I'm guessing must have been the last week of the regular season. So let's get stuck into it. So we have the Venusaur and Tornadus coming out. So it looks like this is a Sun versus Sun team. We've got a Firewater Grass Core starting out on the field. So like I said, I don't know anything about either team. So who has got the advantage here? So I guess the sort of advantage here would be the Tailwind. Don't really want to be setting Sun right about now, especially with the Venusaur standing in front of a Gouging Fire. So Snarl does seem like quite a safe play, taking into account 2 special attackers opposite him. And most likely not a sunny day going to happen. Heat Crash, looking like it's going to do big damage to that Venusaur. A, if it stays in. B, if it doesn't Terra. So, the Tornadus is withdrawing from the field, and out comes the Gastrodon, hoping to pick off that Hydro Steam. As we know, it's a Snarl coming into it. Good protect from the Venusaur, keeping itself safe from the Gouging Fire. Snarl starting to reduce the damage onto that Gastrodon. Now, the Gouging Fire is less likely to care about any attacks coming in from it. Heat Crash going to the Protect. Fairly neutral turn 1 happening here. As we can see, the Gastrodon with the leftovers, so probably more of a bulky build. Maybe we could see something like Yawn, Terra Blast into that Gastrodon. That Gastrodon is not going to like that at all. And a big Heat Crash potentially going into the Venusaur slot. So withdrawing Venusaur, smart move, doesn't really want to take a Heat Crash or be forced into Terrain. And Raging Bolt can just soak that up very easily. Now, I'm pretty sure this is open Terra, so each player knows what Terra their opponent has, but that is it when it comes to sort of move sets. So big Terra Blast coming out here should dunk on for what we know is the leftovers Gastrodon. Easy play. Only thing that could have really put a spanner in that works was maybe a Terra or a Protect. Oh, he clicked Stomping Tantrum. I'm blind as. I did not even see that. And doing reasonable chunk of damage to the Raging Bolt. Kind of putting it in a not a great position here. Big Dragon attack coming out from the now Terra Grass Walking Wake, which it doesn't have a Dragon move. Going for the Snarl there, dropping the special attack of both opponents. And the Burning Bulwark seems like an appropriate move, being able to stop any damage coming in from that Raging Bolt if the Torn sets up the Tailwind. So we have a Terra on the opponent's side now. And the Raging Bolt is going to be that Terra Steel. Now this is interesting, like you've just made yourself weak to fire, but you're quite heavy, so probably not taking a lot from Heat Crash. And you don't really reduce damage from that Stopping Tantrum. I guess the only thing would be those Dragon moves. But going for the Snarl, getting the double special attack drop. Now if this is a Defiant Tornadus, this could be quite interesting, but it is not. Going into the Protect of the Gouging Fire, and doing a bit more than 0 against the Walking Wake, despite the Snarl drop and the Assault Vest. So now, Flamethrower does seem like a pretty good option here, because we know that in the back there is a Venusaur, and that doesn't want to switch in, and the Gastrodon's out. So the Flamethrower from the Walking Wake is a pretty safe move, outside of knowing what item the Raging Bolt has. Bringing the Torkoal in, we're boosting both the Raging Bolt and the Walking Wake. We see it's a speed boosting Walking Wake, and most likely a special attack boosting, or it's a defense boosting Walking Wake. Now, Raging Bolt. Now that is nuts. So I'm guessing it's probably more of a body press set. So the Protect and the Tailwind going off, and Flamethrower is going to hit into that Protect. So being a body press set, I'm guessing just to take hits better from that Gouging Fire, plus whatever else Dan has in the back. So Heat Wave seems like a very good move here, and assuming that the Walking Wake, or Thunderclap's very nice, the Walking Wake does outspeed the Raging Bolt in the sun, even if it has Tailwind up. But still, the Bleakwind Storm not doing enough damage, and the Flamethrower picks up this physically defensive Terra Steel Raging Bolt. What an interesting set. I hope it did have body press on it. That would be very cool. And Heat Wave coming out, and looks like it's a stalled animation, and it hits on the Tornadus and picks up the Yoko there. Little bit of chip damage from that Snarl. Heat Wave picking it up easy peasy in the sun, charcoal boosted, and all that's left is this Venusaur. It's a 4v1. A Sludge Bomb could probably very easily pick up this Walking Wake, but that means the Venusaur has to take a Heat Wave. Sludge Bomb picks up the Walking Wake, assuming this heat wave is most likely going to pick up in the sun, depending, I guess, sort of on the bulk maybe on the Venusaur. But seeing as it's life orb, I'm guessing there is very little bulk on that Venusaur. Heat wave should pick this up. Nom nom. That is one nuked Venusaur. So, we're off to a game 2. Being VGC Draft League, it's best 2 of 3. Dan, Stout Gaming, fix up your damn card. That is rubbish. Braden, on the other hand, good job on having a good card, especially since it matches your mascot. Maybe I should do that. 4x attack. Find a Snorlax. Yeah, I think I should probably do that. Alright, we're on to game number 2. Oh, look. This part is always the most awkward, be it you're playing and commentating yourself, or you're commentating otherwise. So what did we learn about the teams? Both very reliant on the sun. We get to see Dan's other 2 Pokemon being Screamtail and the Sandy Shocks and the Dusknoir. He actually only revealed 3 Pokemon. So assuming the Dusknoir there can set the Trick Room for the Torkoal to sweep, and Screamtail that does Screamtail things, Widelands. I'm guessing that's going to have Thunder Wave on it, but who knows? Okay, so and we can see the Entei and the Ninetales on the opposing side. 2 very sun-heavy teams for week 1 of the playoffs. So that Walking Way Gouging Fight lead was very, very strong, putting on a lot of offensive pressure across the board against Braden's team. We don't know if Dan is bringing the same 4 as last time, but at the very least he's going to be bringing the same 3. How will Braden mix this up? It's going to be like... this is just a really rough matchup for Braden into these 2 leading Walking Wake and Gouging Fire. Now, Dan did make changes there, but I was too busy talking to realise what they actually were. Okay, so Braden leading to Entei and Tornadus. So Entei didn't exactly have a great matchup into Walking Wake, being Hydra Steam, but as we know, there is a Gastrodon in the back. Tailwind Snarl could be a good play here, but a big Earth Power could be coming into the Entei slot. But looks like we're going to have a swap out for the Torkoal. Does he bring the Gastrodon in? Did he bring the Gastrodon in this time? Sandy Shocks comes back. Assuming that the Tornadus has some sort of speed on it, I'm guessing it's staying in. Could also be clicking the old U-turn, but Walking Wake is now faster, so U-turn wouldn't be smart. And it sets the Tailwind. So what is his Entei going to do? Is he going to click Snarl? Is it going to try and nuke? Oh, and it's still slower than the Walking Wake. That is interesting. So I'm guessing that was like a bulky, slow Entei. Probably not the source when you know that a Hydra Steam could be coming out here. Gastrodon probably not looking so useful now, being in front of a Venusaur being out. It's not going to really be pulling in any water attacks. But with the Tailwind up and the Chlorophyll activated, this is an extremely fast Venusaur. Again, did not see what Dan clicked, but Terrafire on the Venusaur. Did he click the Flamethrower, or did he click the Hydro Steam plus the Heat Wave? Ooh. Maximum damage, Solar Beam, pretty good. But this is an AV Walking Wave. Yeah, not pitiful damage, but, you know, the AV really coming in strong there. Is this going to hit the misses of Torkoal? Walking Wake, too fat, just sits there. Hydro Steam and the Heat Wave. Good call, Dan. Picking up, regardless of what was going to happen here, most likely the Venusaur was going to be KO'd, either by Heat Wave from the Torkoal or the Hydro Steam from the Walking Wake. Surely now he knows that that's an AV Walking Wake. We know before that, the little bit of snarl chip definitely mattered last game. Citrus Berry activating. Not really going to save this Tornadus from another heat wave. And Gastrodon coming out. So, very likely, potentially 2 of Dan's Pokemon are going to be KO'd here. Or, as we can see, switch is happening. And firing off a Heat Wave. Doesn't Earth Power from the Gastrodon, plus a potential Bleak Wind Storm from the Tornadus, pick up the Torkoal? If not, probably not too concerning. Dan's still got more Pokemon than what his opponent has. Double Bleak Wind hit. That is big damage. Oh, we don't like to see crits, but it is what it is. It's part of the game we play. And yes, Torkoal going down cannot take a double up with that pitiful special defense. Now he's got his 2 Pokemon that can protect in, but this Gouging Fire is not safe from status moves. Do we see a Yawn or something similar coming off from this Gastrodon on a potential Burning Bulwark? Does he just go for straight damage into this Gastrodon? 1 turn of Tailwind left. Double Protect seems pretty safe, but Burning Bulwark does not protect you from the status move. So Yawn could be coming out here. Or does he just go for damage, trying to pick up the Gouging Fire? Bleak Wind Storm into a double protect. 0 damage. And what is little Gastro going to do? Fires off the Earth Power. Pretty obvious sort of Burning Bulwark there. If he is carrying Yawn, he could be carrying 2 attacks, protect and recover. Maybe a Clear Smog. There could be lots of moves that Gastrodon's running. Now, Tornadus is going to have to set Tailwind. And it doesn't get the chance to. This is looking like a pretty closed match. It's now a 3 against 1, and that 1 being a Gastrodon. Getting big chip off. Dan has not even used Terra yet. Gastrodon picking up another KO. Not bad for the little pink slug. And as we know that Dan has Terra Grass on his Walking Wake, so that does not fare too well for little Gastrodon. Good job on Dan on acknowledging that he probably needs to save the Walking Wake until Tailwind's over to get the Terra Grass Terra Blast off into the Gastrodon. I don't think it would have really mattered because it was taking too much damage anyway. But play it safe. The Terra Blast will pick up the Gastrodon. And I think we can safely say good games to both coaches. Congratulations on both of you to making it to week 1 of the playoffs. And I look forward to seeing the future matches that are being played. Good luck to Dan into his week 2 playoff match. Sun too strong. Sun is too strong. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me today. Hopefully I can do more of this in the future, even with my abrasive Australian accent. And I'll see you all next time.